we talked about this earlier. It's not just the law, but your constitutional rights.
Yeah.
A lot of lawyers, and even the lawyer that I had, will sit there and tell you there's not an argument.
Yeah.
There's not an argument.
Yeah.
Your constitutional rights, you waive them the minute you walk into family court.
And the thing is that you do not even have to want to walk into family court.
Nope.
I mean, you can be dragged in and say, I don't want to have anything to do with this. And you're forced to surrender your rights when you are unwillingly being dragged in.
Yep.
This is the essence of tyranny. And they are attacking and destroying the most sacred thing, the most holy thing, the most intimate thing that you can have, which is your family.
The worst part about it is that how long before some of these, and I see the stories and you do too,
right?
1,000 days since they saw their kid, 3, 4, 5 years since they saw, 8 years, I think one person posted the other day. When they finally become adults, or even at the latter part where they actually do want to get a chance to see you have to try to strip away the damage.
You can't
for them to even emotionally, one, comprehend what you're telling them, but then even mentally be able to understand it.
Yeah.
Dad or mom, how did they do this? Let me just show you the code and let me show you what they did, and you have to kind of just let them make their own decision about it. If you force it, they're just going to say you're bashing.
Yeah.
No matter how truthful it is.
You know that I haven't seen my grandkids for 8 years.
8 years.
And it's so much crap. It's a CPS related thing. I was out of state. Everybody knows the whole thing was crap and garbage. And yet CPS would fail to say anything. I mean, I want reparations now against CPS.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, when I go down this session, I'm talking about reparations. I'm going to give them a bill because of the damage that they have done. But I know of someone, and I just heard about this, it's now 40 years. And now his son is reaching out to him after 40 years. He's wanted to be involved in his son's life. And there was a very bitter and evil and wicked mom that kept him away. And of course the courts and everybody else facilitated that.
And believed what they wanted.
Right. And now it's like now that he's gone through a divorce, and he's having to say, maybe it wasn't what I was told. But 40 years of brainwashing. And how do you repair that? Why should you ever have to repair that?
You should never have to.
You should never have to.
And I'll take it a step further than that. When you talk about, right, you're being drugged into the courtroom, our jury came back with a unanimous joint managed and conservatorship. Mm-hmm. When you read joint managed and conservatorship on its face, everybody should be equal across the board,
right?
Except the possession, but the rights and the duties and the access. Right. And the judge stripped me of every right.
Yeah.
They don't terminate, because when you terminate, you have to go through another set under 261 or whichever, under 161 of terminating of rights. So they use the word exclusive.
I know. And I'm glad that you've said this, because too many people are actually having their rights terminated or at least severely curtailed by the use of the word exclusive.
Yep.
And we talked a little bit earlier about Jeff Younger out of Dallas.
That's right.
What's going on? Judge Mary Brown, that corrupt judge. When you give somebody the exclusive rights, what you're saying is that the other person doesn't exist.
Nope. It's only a matter of time in a lot of cases when they do that if they've now ventured into a new relationship or a new marriage, that becomes now, well, you're no longer with that parent, so you're 100% with us, or I have this much power.
Right.
I'm going to change what I need to change now.
Yeah.
And they start taking names, and they change names. They start doing what in Jeff Younger's case, right? They start doing whatever they want.
So let me talk about Jeff Younger's case, because I've followed that quite a bit. Jeff's a friend of mine and everything. And what I just recently found out is that he went back to court again in September. And Ann Georgilis, the pediatrician, she was evidently leaving her business and so on. But Judge Mary Brown, the corrupt Judge Mary Brown, came up with a decision and order that would allow Ann Georgilis, the mother, the one who wants to mutilate a child, one of her sons. This is child abuse, but it's going to give her the exclusive rights and allow her to move to another state, allow her to have a passport with the kids, And the thing is that Anne had already made these arrangements and has a license to practice in California prior to them going to trial. So in other words, she already knew what the decision was going to be. She was represented by Jessica Janicek of Kunstfuller Law Firm, I believe one of the most crooked law firms in the state of Texas, very powerful crooked law firm. So what they've done to Jeff, who is saying, my son is a boy, legally he's a boy, genetically he's a boy, when he's with me he's a boy. The only time he acts like a girl is because his mom makes him do so.
Right.
Because if he does not act like a girl, she withholds love and stuff like that. And what she's doing right now is abusive, almost dressing him like a drag queen. Mary Brown has facilitated this, and the way that she did that, exclusive.
Exclusive.
Just the word that you said.
Yep.
When anybody says exclusive, consider that to be termination of parental rights.
It's exactly what it is, because right now the people that have done what to facilitate where this is going, I can't go after.
Right.
I have no legal right at this point in juncture to my child. So when you have no legal right to in your custody side of things, it also brings it to the civil and almost to the criminal.
Are there any remedies at all for you?
Not at this point. The only remedy that would happen, and this is even great that you bring this up, is that sure, I can go ask for a new trial, but the judge already put a bounty given to the opposing counsel if I lose. The possibility of getting a new trial is less than 5% in the state of Texas.
Yeah.
They put a bounty on if I appeal, and they've already awarded it to the opposing counsel if I lose. When you talk about the 14th Amendment and due process, it's a clear violation. You should never be deterred the opportunity to bring something to the court.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing, because a lot of people don't have that kind of money to continue the process.
Right.
And now you've put a bounty. So my only next legal remedy at this point is to get a new trial or appeal. And if I pursue either one of those and I lose, it's more money.
Yeah.